Today on Mr. Media, I'll talk to beautiful young dancer and rising actress Brittany Perry-Russell, star of the forthcoming movie Honey 2. Stick around. So much media, so little time. Who keeps track of it all? That would be me. This is Bob Andelman, and this is a Mr. Media interview. You know, MrMedia.com, MRmedia.com. Stop by and check it out. There are more than 500 archived celebrity interviews for your listening pleasure. Now, the show is brought to you today by thepartyauthority.us. Planning a wedding, mitzvah, or corporate event? For any and all occasions, call the Party Authority nationwide at 1-800-DIAL-DJs. That's 1-800-342-5357, where one call does it all. So where was I before the commercial? Oh yeah, Mr. Media is recorded live from the new media capital of the world, St. Petersburg, Florida. Now, maybe the name Brittany Perry-Russell is not instantly recognizable to you. It probably wouldn't be, not unless you're in the music business and you go by the name of Rhianna, or Lil Wayne, or Usher, or Ciara, or Michael Jackson. She was a dancer for what became the singer's final production, captured forever in the DVD This Is It. And Glee TV fans might recognize her as a Cheerio from one of her 4 recent appearances as a cheerleader on the hit Fox show. Brittany is one of the industry's most talented and sought-after dancers, someone who makes a dramatic impression in every music video in which she appears. The problem with those is that they're highly visible, but largely uncredited roles. Likewise, the national Listerine commercial Brittany made. You've probably seen that spot on TV, felt yourself smiling back at that face, the one grinning at you, and returned to your regularly scheduled program. Well, that face is about to get an indelible name. Brittany Perry-Russell. Now, she just finished shooting her biggest movie role to date as one of the leads in the movie Honey 2, a Universal Studios release scheduled for February 2011. You might have heard of the original 2003 film called Honey. It starred another young actress on her way up, Jessica Alba. Brittany Perry-Russell, welcome to Mr. Media.
Thank you. I'm excited.
I am too. Boy, I want to meet this girl myself.
I'm excited to do this. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, now, tell me, I understand you literally just wrapped up production on Honey 2.
Yes, we just finished on Saturday, so it's been a few days of trying to recuperate and get some sleep because we worked hard on the film.
Oh, yeah. Now, how did you get this role? Because I'm thinking there's a good story there, but it's a big step up from being a Cheerio on Glee, right?
Yes, it's a huge step. Actually, I booked the film because I took the initiative to crash the theatrical audition, which I wouldn't recommend, but a good friend of mine, he sent the script to me. I read it and fell in love with the character. I knew immediately that I had to read for the role. So my brother and I hopped in a car one Monday morning, went to the studio, somehow got on the lot. Security was on my side that day. They let me through, and I crashed the audition and read for the role. So the rest is history.
Now, give us a little hint. You just happened to crash security on a major motion picture lot. Now, how does one do that?
You know what? It's called prayer. I got through basically because a young lady, she thought that they possibly forgot my name on the list, and that was what she told the head security guard, and I just went with it. Just continued to smile. I was like, yeah, that's probably it. They forgot my name. Yeah, I'm supposed to be here, and she actually let me through. And it's funny because after I booked the role, I went back and thanked her. She was really sweet.
She didn't feel like she was taken advantage of?
No, she didn't. She thought it was a great story. She was really cool about it. So,
well, and she's hoping that you remember her in your memoirs one day when you write that as the beginning of a beautiful relationship.
Yes, exactly.
Well, it's a very Hollywood story. There's no doubt about that. Crashing an audition, slipping in, and then getting the role. That's the craziest part.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, and I actually got a call back the next day because the producers really loved me. So, I felt blessed. The whole situation couldn't have gone any better.
Boy, if only I could one day grow up to be a vivacious, young, beautiful woman. If only. I don't think it's in the cards for me, though.
That's great.
Now, tell us a little bit about the plot of Honey 2. Does it actually connect to the original, or is it a whole new story with all new characters?
It's a whole new story with all new characters. We do touch on where Jessica Alba's character went, Honey. She's basically traveling around the world, opening up new dance schools. But Honey 2 focuses on an ensemble cast. We're called the HD Crew. And it's loosely based on the hit TV show ABDC, America's Best Dance Crew. So in this film, you basically watch us go through the trials and tribulations of being a dance crew, trying to get along, the different personalities, going back and forth, just to beat the crew that we despise called the 718. And they were you about to say something?
No, go ahead, please.
Okay, so we were just trying to beat the 718, and it's a really great storyline. I don't want to give too much away, but this cast is fire. It's a lot of young and up-and-coming talent that I think the audience will fall in love with.
I know one of your co-stars in this is Katarina Graham from the Vampire Diaries, who's been on the show, was on the show about a year ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I love Katarina. We've known each other for years. We actually trained at the same dance studio, so it was really an honor to be able to do this with her. We had a really great time.
Who else is in the film?
Tyler Nelson, he plays Darnell. He's from Taking the Stage, reality show on MTV. Randy Wayne, I believe the last project he did was The Dukes of Hazzard Part 2. He plays Kat's love interest in the film. Melissa Smith, a lot of people know her. She has a huge fan base because she was on Diddy's Making a Band a few years ago. And Seychelle Gabriel, she plays my cousin, Tina, in the film. She's in The Last Airbender, so it's a pretty hot cast. Yeah.
That opened today, as a matter of fact.
Exactly. Go see it.
Yeah. Those of you wondering what you should do after the show, go see The Last Airbender. See her in that. And the movie I read was directed by Bill Woodruff, who directed the original, but also the barbershop spinoff, Beauty Shop. Yes.
Billy Woodruff, I have wanted to work for him for years because he started out directing music videos, and that's how we met. But I never got the chance to work with him, and God had a plan because my first time was with, Universal in this huge film, so I'm excited. Billy's a great guy, really great director.
Is he particularly good with dancers? What is it that made you want to work with him?
Yes, he really is. He's great at shooting dancers. He's also done Bring It On 5, the movie, and he's just really great at capturing dance, pretty much. Any kind of performance, Billy is great at catching the perfect moments, and that's rare. That's really rare. I think it comes from, his music video background, so, yeah.
It seems like, we don't see enough films that have dance, whether it's dance in the way they did it in the 40s, or dance the way you're doing it now. So when there is an opportunity, I guess it really is important that it be directed by someone who knows how to capture it and how to get that energy on screen. Because you can put the camera in front of somebody dancing, and it may not always seem very energetic.
Exactly. And Billy has a lot of great ideas. It's not just shooting, 4 or 5 angles that would do the trick, that will let the audience see everything that's going on. You got to get a lot of different angles, and Billy was able to nail that every single time. In this film, we did about 8 routines, and it's crazy how long it took to shoot it, but when we saw the playbacks, the outcome was phenomenal. Billy is really, really talented at what he does.
And what was there anything that you learned from him in terms of technique, in terms of obviously? I mean, you've been dancing a long time. You anyone who checks out Brittany's reel on YouTube can see that she has incredible moves. But when you work with someone like that whose focus is capturing those moves on film, is there something that you can learn from him about projecting yourself or the way you move, or is you know?
You know what? Billy would always tell me to trust myself. And that seems pretty small, but it is key. A lot of the times when you're dancing and you're working hard, you feel like you're giving it your all. And when you see it on playback, you know, for me, it was always, did I do enough? Could I have hit that harder? Could I have smiled more? But Billy was always in my ear, Britt, trust yourself. You've been doing this for a long time. You're going to be fine. So I would have to say that was the key thing.
Very good. Well, let's take a moment here and take a quick break. This is Bob Andelman, and you are listening to the Mr. Media radio interview. Some of you are watching it. You're very fortunate, with actress Brittany Perry-Russell, star of the new film Honey 2. And we'll be right back.
Hey, did you know that you can listen to the latest Mr. Media on your phone with the Stitcher app? Stitcher is smart radio for your smartphone. Mr. Media is on demand and on the go with Stitcher. Download Stitcher for your phone today. Get the free download at Stitcher.com. That's STITCHER.com.
It is with sound mind and body that I, James Fredericks III, after fighting with all direct family members for decades, leave my entire fortune of $32 million to the one friend I had in the end, the package delivery guy, Matt Songer.
Woohoo! Yeah! I had a feeling about this. I'm rich! Oh, this cannot be happening.
Actually, it's not happening.
What?
And it never will.
I don't get it.
There aren't even people here. That's just one of those murmuring sound effects.
Seriously?
Listen, if you want to have money in your future, don't rely on luck. Put $10 away each month. Cook once in a while instead of eating out.
Okay.
Pay down your high-interest credit cards.
Right.
Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow.
So, no inheritance?
No. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
And just to be clear, no inheritance, right?
Salagadoola, metricaboola, bibbidi-bobbidi-boo.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Hey, can I really be on the radio? You are out of your mind.
Yeah, you can host your own radio show.
Attention, all would-be radio hosts. Become the next streaming radio star on chataboutit.com.
Simply click on the banner on our homepage at chataboutit.com for all details.
The Chat About It Next streaming radio star auditions end on October 13th.
To participate and be selected as a finalist of hosting your own talk show on Chat About It for 1 year, complete and submit the application on chataboutit.com.
On your computer at chataboutit.com.
This is Bob Andelman, and you are listening to the Mr. Media radio interview with actress Brittany Perry-Russell, star of the new film Honey 2. And I have to tell you, as an aside, I know I'm doing something right here when the guys in the studio in New York are sending me text messages letting me know how beautiful the guest is. So I think we're on the right track here.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
And the great thing about having the Skype video, and you got to see the show in Skype video if you're listening just on the radio, is you can actually see Brittany blushing right now. Now that we've we've done that. So, Brittany, Honey 2 won't be out for a while. So I imagine many of our listeners are hoping that you can give us a little peek at Glee from a backstage perspective. What's it been like working on that show?
Oh, goodness. I love working on Glee. By far, it's been one of my favorite TV shows to work on. We work so hard, but it's so rewarding in the end because I've met incredible people. And I love Jane Lynch. She's great. I'm totally a fan.
How did you land that role? Was that a result of being seen in all these music videos, or did you have to audition special for it?
No, actually, I didn't have to audition. I'm friends with the choreographer. We've worked together before, and he called me in. I did one episode, and the director and everyone really loved me, so they called me back to do.
We seem to have lost our video of Brittany. Oh, video froze. Okay. Why don't we go back and take another break in the studio, and we'll see if we can't get Brittany back on screen in just a moment.
Have you ever dreamed of being a karate master?
Yeah!
Well, stop dreaming and start chopping with the Karate Glove.
Hi, my name's Molly, inventor of the Karate Glove, and I have just 1.5 words for you. Hi-ya!
The Karate Glove chops through anything. Just put it on and instantly chop through wood, concrete, brick walls, trees, small cars. It can even chop through these 8 guitars. It chops things.
If I can invent a karate glove, just imagine what you can do. Visit inventnow.org to get started on your invention. Anything's possible. Keep thinking.
Brought to you by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, the National Inventors Hall of Fame Foundation, and the Ad Council.
It's hi-ya time!
Hi, this is Bob Andelman, and you're listening to the Mr. Media radio interview with actress Brittany Perry-Russell, star of the new film Honey 2. And we'll make a technical note here in the future not to have such beautiful actresses on in the future who the Skype video just can't handle their luminescence. We had a little image freeze. So we're back now with Brittany, and we were talking about how you got the role on Glee.
Yes, I was saying I'm good friends with the choreographer, Zach. And he called me in just to do one episode, and it went really well. So after that, the director and the casting director decided to keep the same group of Cheerios that they used for the Madonna episode. And we went on to do 3 more after that, and hopefully we'll be back next season.
So you haven't heard yet? You can't let us in on that yet?
Heard yet. No. Mm-mm. And if I did, I couldn't tell you. I'm sworn to secrecy.
Is it... you've been on other shows. Is it that different in terms of the attention to detail, the production, the just the work ethic on that show?
Oh, yeah. It's incredible. I've never experienced anything like it. We rehearse about 8 hours a day, and before we even leave rehearsal, they make sure the director comes in to okay every single thing that we do. They also bring in a vocal coach to work on the background vocals that we do for each episode. So it's pretty intense. It's really intense.
Now, I wondered, you've worked on a lot of music videos with some of the biggest names in the business. I mentioned a few of them opening up, Rhianna, Ciara, Lil Wayne, Usher. Can you think of one or two experiences that really stand out above the others?
Yeah, I'd have to say one of the first videos I did was with Cher, and the song is called Music's No Good Without You, and that has stuck with me for years. I mean, she's a legend. You just can't get any better than Cher, and just to be a part of pretty much history to me, it gives me chills just talking about it. I mean, Cher's a diva, and I loved the experience. I'll probably never forget that one. It's something that it's a video that I still talk about to this day, to be honest. Let's see. I did a video with Missy Elliott called Lose Control, and I was buried in sand for 8 hours up to my chest. I mean, the video is crazy. I loved it. Dave Meyers, he's a genius, but I'll never forget that experience, because who can say that they were buried in sand for 8 hours? It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
But weren't they hiding a dancer's best assets?
You know, I would think so, but no one seemed to care. It was all about my head at that point. That's all they wanted to see.
Man. Now, I also mentioned your work with the late Michael Jackson. Can you tell us a little about your role in the production of what became This Is It?
Yeah, I can. Basically, just to even make it to the audition was a big deal because it was invite only. So just to get that call, I was pretty much in tears because I knew I would get the chance to meet Michael Jackson. Not many people can say that they've had that opportunity. I get there. It's at the Staples Center. Well, it's at Nokia. It was at Nokia. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Thousands and thousands of people. When I say people flew in from all over the place just to dance for Mike. I mean, there's not many artists that can do that, pretty much. So it was a 2-day experience. Once you made it past the first cut, we were told that Mike would come in, we would meet him, we would dance for him, and that they were going to record us. And it was going to be for a documentary. This Is It wasn't talked about at that time, clearly because no one expected him to pass away. Mm-hmm. But we had the audition. They brought Mike in. We went in about, I think it was 5 dances at a time, danced for him. We got to meet him, got to talk to him. And it was just a really incredible experience. It's something that I'll never forget. He was such a nice guy. And I just love the fact that we felt appreciated. I could tell he was really touched that so many people came out just to be a part of, his tour. So it's really good.
And finally, before we completely run out of time, do you remember where you were when you heard that he had died?
Actually, I was in rehearsals with Carrie Hilson. We were rehearsing for the BET Awards. And what's really eerie is at the time that we got the call, we were YouTubing his Bad video because that was a reference for the performance. So in the middle of watching Bad, we all received text messages and calls that he had passed away, and it was just a rough day. It was pretty rough getting through that performance. We were all super emotional, but, I still can't believe he's gone. I mean, he's inspired me. He really has. Love you, Mike.
Well, folks, listen, we're about to run out of time, but I want to tell you that you can see Brittany Perry-Russell next year in the 2011 Universal film, Honey 2. And until then, check out her reel on YouTube, and you can follow her on Twitter. It's twitter.com/B as in Brittany, Perry-Russell. So BPERRYRUSSELL. And Brittany, thank you so much for joining us on Mr. Media. It was lovely to have you here.
Thank you. I had a great time. Thank you.
Thanks. All right. And folks, for more original interviews with your favorite actors, directors, and screenwriters, surf over to our main website, MrMedia.com. And please take advantage of this great offer for Mr. Media radio listeners. Go to audiblepodcast.com/MRmedia to get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today. Again, that's audiblepodcast.com/MRmedia for your free audiobook. And subscribe to Mr. Media on iTunes, and you'll never miss a show. Just search Mr. Media Interviews from within iTunes and subscribe for free. You can also listen with a piece of string and a tin can in many locations. If you've got an idea for a guest, send me an email directly at bob@andelman.com. And you can follow me on Facebook or Twitter, twitter.com/Andelman, or on Facebook, just search Mr. Media Interviews. Thanks so much for joining us today. Always appreciate you sharing a piece of your day with Mr. Media. Thanks for listening, and see you soon.